Growing up in late 70s, 80s, and having two cinemas in the city, Cinema Lombardi and Cinema Radnik, Cinema Puntori, played a major role not only in my childhood, but most of the young people here in Prizren. We would come to watch films. In a way, cinema was also very important as in its social context, because it was bringing people together. People would create new friendships, new relationships. Cinema was the place where you would, most of us would have their first girlfriends, take their first kisses, and there are many different stories.
As I remember from my childhood, I only went to the cinema once before it was closed. I was born in 90, and before that everybody used to go to the cinema regularly. I mean, cinema was part of the people's lives here. But unfortunately, my childhood and my generations, like, it was an unfortunate thing that we didn't have cinema.
Documentary film, it's all about empathy. I mean, when you look at the films and the stories that are about real life, real people, there is no way you don't empathize with them. The good documentary film educates you in a way that you learn about different cultures, different people, different habits, traditions, and you see how small we are in this huge world, and you also see all the similarities that we have with different people. So it's a very, very powerful tool in tackling important topics, especially in education.
The educational system should change. It should become like more interactive, not as it used to be, like teachers talk and you're allowed only to listen to him or her for 40 minutes and you're not allowed to have questions or to question teacher or something like that. So this should change.
I mean, if you go to the areas that are in poverty, poorer, or the marginalized groups, the level of education, it's really, really worrisome. It's just an indicator that more needs to be done in this field. Young people are super intelligent. They are super creative like super curious as well to try and do new stuff. But because of the way of learning, this mechanical learning by heart, kind of made them passive during the school process. So once you give them an opportunity to think out of the box, you immediately see that they are super intelligent, that they are very, very keen in trying new things. I think it just needs to be done a bit more.
Through film, through teaching with film, and through giving more opportunities to the students, that's what we are trying to do as DocuFest. We are trying to build a better future for the new generations. It's always very difficult to try to convince people for something new. We all know that. Especially if they didn't hear anything like similar or didn't do anything, the teachers especially, or the school management didn't experience something similar. We screen documentaries in school, and then we have a discussion with students and teachers. It's really difficult to try to convince them that it's for the good of the students until they do it for the first time. I mean, when they screen the documentary, when the teachers and the students are really happy after the debate and after the screening, then it's easier to try to continue with the process. The biggest challenge is that we have schools that don't have any infrastructure for the film screenings. They don't have projectors, screens, they don't have any classrooms, like suitable classrooms to screen it and to have debates. Some of the schools that we saw, they don't even have electricity. So it's pretty difficult for them to have a regular class. I'm not even saying about a film, showing film in the classroom. Some of the difficult discussions are social issues. I mean, it's because of the mentality, it's because of the conservative society.
It was very interesting, the aspect of gender equality, where the women in the class were a bit more silent when we started discussing about the equality, about the power that the main character of the film had. This woman felt empowered. They started speaking up, so they started to get engaged into the discussion.
Man, it's the authority problem. We come from a patriarchal conservative society. If you are afraid of your father or of your mother at home, of course you will be afraid of your teacher at school. And this will automatically not give you the freedom to share everything or to just to see them as your friends, you know. They are authority and you're not allowed to express any feelings and stuff like that. Well, mainly when it comes to subjects like creating empathy with each other, environmental discussions, if we talk about people with disabilities and how can we improve our society, they really like become more self-confident about their ideas and they can express them freely.
That's the most important thing, this development of critical thinking. Our aim is to work with teachers. Right now, most of the people blame teachers for the failures. They blame the entire system. But I see a lot of potential in teachers. From our last workshops that we had with the teachers, they are keen. They want to change things. We want to work with teachers to train them on how to use the film. We are just facilitating this process. So we are finding the films, we are finding the expertise, and we are facilitating the process from the documentary film as a medium for entertainment, maybe, into a medium for education. We are all aware of it, that it's going to be a long and winding road. We hope that by next year we will accredit the program and we will have a certified program that is recognized by our government. Culture can be used for economical reasons, for education, for development of critical thinking among young people. And I think that we all, as a society, should invest in education, should invest in younger generations if we want to have a better future. Flying high.